going on, you guys? Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz is going down September 4th at Los Angeles, California in the crypto arena. And we haven't seen neither guy in a little bit of time, right? We don't see these fighters as often. Andy Ruiz made some changes in his corner since the Manny Robles days. He went from Manny Robles to Eddie Reynoso, and now he is with Osuna. I forgot his first name, but he's with Osuna. And Andy Ruiz looked like he's in really good shape going into this fight with Luis Ortiz. You know, he's not the big chubby guy anymore, you know, that we back when the AJ saga was going down. You know, he's not that chubby guy anymore. He's in shape. But one may question, did he lose some of his punch resistance as he has this new found form that he has, this new body that he has, right? You know, we've seen it in his last fight against Chris Arreola. He got dropped, you know, and we don't see Andy Ruiz, you know, he didn't look necessarily good in that fight neither. So, and actually Chris Arreola looked a lot better than probably most people expected, considering he's past his prime and he's an older fighter now. And he, let's be honest, Arreola's seen better days. But he looked pretty good in that fight against Andy Ruiz. And Andy Ruiz, he got dropped a couple of times in the fight. And, you know, next thing we know, he had to rehab a knee injury or a leg injury or something like that. And he's training with Osuna. And now he's looking to hop right into the fire against Luis King Kong Ortiz. Luis King Kong Ortiz, we haven't seen him since his last fight with Charles Martin. And if you didn't see the fight, you likely didn't see it because it wasn't on Showtime for you to see it. It wasn't on Fox for you to see it. It was on pay-per-view. Yeah, that's right. You had to pay for that fight to see Luis Ortiz and Charles Martin, who, in my opinion, that fight should have been on either Fox, where the world could see it, or Showtime. You know, and I don't think that's doing these guys any justice, putting these fighters on pay-per-view. Not every fight deserves to be on pay-per-view. I mean, come on, pay-per-view. It shouldn't be that way. So not only do we got to pay for this fight coming up between Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz, two guys that fans haven't seen, but we got to pay for the Spence Crawford fight. We got to pay for the Wilder Helenius fight, whatever else fight they likely have coming up with a somewhat high-profile guy or a heavyweight guy. We're going to have to pay for it. And yeah, this fight is on Fox pay-per-view, I believe, and it's also on Fight TV. So you have two options. I think the Fox pay-per-view is $74.99. Woo! It's gonna be a hard sell to get the people to cough up that kind of money. Now, the Mexican fans may support Andy Ruiz, but then again, I'm not sure they go blindly pay for that. I'm not sure. They haven't seen him in a while. They're not sure what to expect from him. I mean, in order for you to get fans emotionally invested, man, I don't know how many times I got to say it, but you got to get the fans emotionally invested in these fighters. And the fighters got to do their job too, using their social media platform, etc. But you got to get the fans emotionally invested. You have to. Maybe they banking on it. You got to see these people. Fans got to have an emotional investment in the guy to the way they want to cough up their hard-earned money to pay to see them fight. But you haven't seen this guy in over 2 years or a year and a half or whatever it's been. And then when you see him, you got to pay to see him. And people's attention spans are lower these days. You know, they forget. You know, people forget about you. If they're not seeing you every day, they'll forget about you unless you really left your mark. So yeah, Andy Ruiz, man, and then not to mention, right? Let's just be honest about this pay-per-view thing. Pay-per-view should only be for the big fights. Okay, I don't care about any other shit. It should be for big fights. The fights that fans are likely to pay for. Spence and Crawford would be one of them. Wilder Helenius, that's a tough one. I'm not sure people will pay for that. I'm not sure. But Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz, I know people ain't gonna be paying for that, bro. These fighters got to fend for themselves, and it leads the question: are they over the budget? Is it a money issue? I mean, and it's not like these guys got a promoter to help sell the fight. You know, Luis Ortiz barely speaks any English. Andy Ruiz, he's not going to be trash talking. He's a super de-duper nice guy. So he's not going to be saying anything that's going to really be captivating or, witty or catchy. He's not going to do anything like that that's going to really draw people in. He's not, he's going to come to fight. That's what we do know. We know these dudes will come to fight. They hella for fighters. They hella guys. But as far as trying to sell it, it's going to be tough. You know, they don't have nobody that's going to sell this fight. They don't got a Don King that could sell a water to a well. He could sell an empty bottle of water to somebody. They don't got nobody like that no more to sell for these guys. And unfortunately on PBC, they don't have a promoter. They got these promoters, but they don't be promoting like they set up the event. You know, they may have the connections, but as far as selling the fight to the public, nah, they're not doing a great job of it. And they're not gonna do a good job at this. I'm sorry if I'm coming off as negative, but I'm just telling you the harsh reality of this shit. They're not gonna be able to sell this fight like that, bro. I mean, who knew it was on pay-per-view until the last minute? Who knew it was on Fight TV till the last minute? Who knows what to even buy this shit if you want to see it? I mean, it should have been on celestial television so people could just click on and turn on the television. Maybe turn on the Showtime. Maybe if you got the Showtime app or Hulu with Showtime on it, you could watch it there, right? That would have been easy for people. I mean, if you got Charlo Castano on regular Showtime, why can't Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz be on Showtime? Well, because you got to pay the heavyweights a certain amount anyway. And I don't think they got the money to pay these guys. So guess what? We're going to give you a low guarantee up front, and then you got to do the rest yourself. So that's just the reality of this shit. I hope it does well for these guys' sake. Andy Ruiz look like he's in shape. You know, Luis Ortiz, he's going to show up. Will Father Time have caught up to Luis Ortiz by now, right? Luis Ortiz, he's in his 40s, right? He's been in his 40s for quite a while, but he's really in his 40s now, right? And we may see him look like an old man overnight. You know, we don't know how this fight will play out, but it should be a good fight for however long it lasts. Luis Ortiz said he's not worried about Andy Ruiz's speed. Of course, Andy Ruiz is definitely going to have the speed advantage. He's going to have the hand speed advantage, but he's not going to have the size and length advantage. And King Kong Ortiz has a really good IQ, really good jab, really good overall boxing ability, southpaw. Experience going to be tough to beat for anybody, but Father Time is catching up to Luis Ortiz. We have seen some slippage in his overall skill set, his speed. We've seen some slights. We see some slippage. That comes with age. So you go see how he performs though in this fight against Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is a smaller guy. He's not going to be moving around the ring as much or anything. Maybe he come up with a new game plan. Who knows? But we're going to see how this plays out. My thing is, though, folks, this fight should not be on pay-per-view. It should be on TV where we can see. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.